you whatever like this. And the dude never moves. He's just as calm as he could be. And she tapped him. Like, she didn't even hit him. She just tapped his head like this. The dude got up, grabbed him, slammed her, punched her, kicked her in the back of the head. By the end of the video, this person, and it's on tape, stomped. I mean, like, literally stomped as if they was trying to bust open a watermelon on the fucking ground. The lady is laying in blood. In a pool of blood, and people are still recording and telling the man, like, hey man, just go ahead and get off. And that's what I wanted to say. While we recording, the biggest thing for you people who are filming all of these tragic acts of violence and fucked up activity going on, somebody got to step in. Keep the camera rolling for us who do want to watch, the person who got the camera. But the other people who not holding the camera, somebody got to step in and know when it's enough.
Enough is But how do you stop that person? You know, like they're in full rage, their adrenaline's going. Like, how do you step in without
a man on that?
It
only take two
men
to be like, bro, that's enough.
Right.
She done had enough.
Have you ever been in a fight that somebody couldn't stop? Mm-mm. Have you ever been in a fight?
No.
You've never been in a fight?
No.
I don't believe you.
Okay, well, I've been in a fight with my sister, my 16-year-old sister, like a scrapping type of fight, but other than like with other people, no.
Dang.
But no, you know what though, bro? It comes a time where it's like, if somebody deserves it, they need to be tuned up. But after a while, it's like, somebody needs to be like,
type of to be.
I didn't see the video.
It's but terrible.
When you're provoking somebody, you need that reality check to not push people's buttons and not go past that point when they say, "Hey man, just leave me alone, enjoy your ride, and get where you gotta go. You don't need to be doing all of this," because you never know how somebody is feeling that day.
Right.
That nigga could have probably lost his job, or his mama got cancer, or his brother just got sentenced to 100 years. You don't know what people are going through. And that one little thing that you do, that one little thing that you did, probably set that man off, and now you're sitting in the hospital because of it.
I can see I definitely see the logic in that. And then it's just like, I don't understand why people, I see so many videos like this where people are antagonizing each other.
Yeah.
Why do we feel comfortable to just be in other people's personal space these days?
Because
it's like we don't have any, it's like no one has any type of fucking common sense or home training anymore. Like there's no limits to anything these days.
Well, the idea of respect has now dissipated because there's all kinds of laws and motions that have been put in place to where you could pretty much get away with a whole lot of shit.
So let me ask you
this, you have
right?
that landing pad of a certain
being
law.
that the person who ultimately was, ultimately was the victim of the violence, would you say that it's wrong? Like, what are we calling this? Are we calling that a hate crime because there was a transgender person involved, or like? Whose side do we really choose because this person, or do we choose a side at all? You know what I'm saying?
I was gonna say,
Mila, what do you?
I think if it was a female, just straight up female, then he probably wouldn't have done.
It would just been assault.
Yeah. If it was a regular guy, they probably both would have been scrapping. But as far as it being a transgender, I think he knew that he wasn't able to fight back, especially when he was slamming him everywhere. So for him to continue to stomp and kick and punch after he's seen him in a pile of blood, to me, I think that is a hate crime for sure.
Well, here we go. Now let's flip it.
Okay.
Say the heterosexual guy, was provoking the transgender person. Mm-hmm. And the transgender person got up and tipped his ass up on that train. Now what is that considered?
I don't think it's a hate crime.
Because now you got a whole community of people that back the transgender community, and now they're going to go back.
It would have been funny.
No. It would have been funny, but had that man had life-threatening injuries, you going to have a whole community of people saying, well, he shouldn't have did nothing to him.
I understand.
You know what I'm saying? He shouldn't have provoked him. He should have left him alone and just minded his business.
He would have been. You're saying that the original situation was a hate crime?
No, I'm saying if what he just said was what happened, like the transgender person was messing with the other person.
You think that would still be a hate crime?
I don't think it's a hate crime.
Oh, okay.
I don't think so. I think that if you fucking with somebody, it's no longer.
I'm not saying it's a hate crime, but I do feel like they should be treated equally. Like you should.
Yeah.
Either way,
if you certain times put hands on
violence.
you, yeah, because you're going with the intent to inflict bodily harm on somebody.
Right.
So if he's bleeding and everything, enough is enough, and you still keep going. Shit, that's manslaughter.
Yeah,
if he don't make it,
then it's attempted murder.
Well, but it's not. It's not premeditated.
But it's not a hate crime.
This is why I say my ain't that some shit with the whole topic is people knowing when and how to break things up. Like Mila said, you're afraid to jump in there. Like you don't know what that person will do to you after you try to stop them.
Yeah.
But when you have a group of people around, you've lost your way sometimes. You got mad at somebody and started yelling in a restaurant or something. I know you say you don't like confrontation, but I know it's been one time where you had to get out of character with somebody and was a stranger ever able to calm you down? Has there ever been that situation? Because it's been there for me, where a stranger had to calm me down. Never?
No. I'm a pacifist. I don't really like to fight, so besides my sister.
How do you avoid those situations in the world that we live in with people so disrespectful though?
I mean, I've been bullied before in high school. I had girls who set up people to try to beat me up after school.
Oh wow!
Just because I was mixed and had a big
which part of LA you grew up in?
In Torrance.
Oh, okay.
I went to Bishop Montgomery actually. Catholic private school, and these girls were still trying to beat me up. Yeah.
Wow.
Jealous girls. But I mean, it never happened because my dad picked me up right on time after school. He didn't play that.
I'm out of here.
No confrontation. But I didn't even know that was going to happen until after I graduated. Wow. I found out from this guy who was friends with these girls, and he didn't want to tell me. That's interesting. Mm-hmm. I mean, and I've had confrontations in high school as well, where this girl who thought I was, doing something with one of her exes or whatever, she threw like one of my new backpacks into the mud, swung it around.
Wow.
And
you didn't have the fight. The fade was never caught.
No, I just went straight to the dean's office, and she got in trouble, of course, and then she eventually left that school. But a lot of girls did not like me because I guess I was a tattletale, but a lot of girls would mess with me.
Do you feel like this tattletelling because? No, listen.
That's what they would call it. Yeah.
I on some serious shit though, because I
feel like it's protecting your investments.
I had a conversation with a guy. He said, if you're an upstanding citizen and you don't do anything wrong, if you go to the police on somebody because they did you something, you are not snitching.
No.
But if you are out here living that life, you know what I'm saying, and somebody do you something, then it's considered snitching.
Because it's the karma of what you fucking with. Take that L and keep pushing.
That happened that lot.
Yeah.
You know what? And
I can agree with that line of thinking.
Yeah, there's definitely especially being a grown ass adult, there's so many situations where you really just have to weigh it out. You know what I mean? And one of the examples is like being in the club, for example, with everything going on and girls being drunk and bumping into you, stepping on your feet and all this other stuff. That easily could be a confrontation, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I was just in that situation not too long ago where my best friend, she was drunk on her birthday, and the women in the club were too, and they were kind of bumping into each other, and I was sober. And they were ready to fight, and I'm like, "Are you guys really serious? This is really what we're gonna do."
Do y'all relate confrontation to immaturity?
At times, when you can't decipher or use your ability to have a conversation as an adult to work out a situation, instead you have to act out physically like a child does.
Especially if you're intoxicated.
Yeah.
So
it makes you look stupid, honestly.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I didn't want to happen.
I want y'all to call in. The number is 310-955-4966.
Yes.
If you feel like MJ is a shit starter and Mila is a tattletale, you can just call in and tell us.
I said tattletale though. I ain't heard that one.
She said
that's what they were calling.
Tattletale. All right, so let me ask you this: would you snitch on somebody you don't know?
No.
That's for the whole panel.
Not unless they did something to me.
What if it's affecting me?
What was the
Is it affecting me?
Yeah.
Yeah, is it affecting me?
Is it something that directly?
You facing time for somebody you barely know because they implicated you.
Oh, they out of here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Bye. How much charge you to a game little nigga?
What's up, Cliff?
For me, it's if I don't know you, like I don't know you, and like you just jumped in and was like, nigga, drive. And
You met him the day of.
Oh,
you don't know this nigga.
Because first of all, if we get into some shit on the day that I meet you, my nigga, your character says volumes about you.
Right.
Nigga, we shouldn't be fucking around with each
So,
other.
Cliff, you kind of hesitated. So, does that mean that you'll catch a case for somebody you know?
I'm not gonna catch a case.
So somebody I know, like if somebody I fuck with.
Listen,
Man,
I'm like, I fuck with.
from being in situations that I've been in, I know the difference when I have to tell on somebody and when I can just be quiet and I'm gonna go free on my own.
Cool.
So if I'm gonna if I see to where it don't have nothing to do with me and I'm just being implemented, I'm not finna just snitch on you because you know it's a detective job to figure out who the fuck did whatever. I ain't a snitch, but. If you get me caught up, but if you get me caught up because you didn't cross your T's and dot your I's, my nigga, and just throw me in your story,
You going down?
I can't remember lies. I don't remember my own lies. So how am I gonna help you?
You know, there's a lot of niggas won't be mad at you for that, Cliff.
Right. If I can't really lie on that one,
my brother.
But I want to ask Mila this.
Yeah.
So going to in the tattletelling. In the tattletelling, what is the worst? What is the most trouble you've gotten somebody into and avoided the fade? Because when you tell on people, niggas want to fight after that.
I mean, I would just say that one with the mud. They wanted, after the whole mud situation, they wanted to set up that, you know, jumping me with other girls from different schools or whatever.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, you would think that the guy who told me would have told me that it was going to happen.
They set the whole
right
thing
then and there.
Was he hiding you from it, or was he trying to set you up too, like trying to get you to get jumped? Or you don't know.
Honestly, I don't even know. I have no idea.
He sounds like a hoe ass nigga.
He do sound like a bitch ass nigga though. Like,
how did you know him?
He was one of my friends.
Okay.
I use friend lightly.
Use the term loosely.
Yeah.
For girls out there getting bullied and going through these situations, I mean, what advice would you have to someone who is getting bullied to where they don't want to?
Yeah, and does your sister does she have that situation?
All the time, yeah, because she's just like me, same height. She literally looks like me, like same age. She looks like the same age. She got the same booty. She's on the cheer team, so you know.
Mom's bad. Is mom's bad?
We got good genes.
Okay.
Yeah, so she gets bullied all the time, and I basically just tell her, like, you know, the people that you hang out with right now are not going to be the same people that you hang out with when you graduate.
That's a cliff note.
Because when I graduated, I wasn't friends with nobody. Like, the last week of school, I was solo dolo. I was hanging with the freshmen and the sophomores, and I was cool. So
I talked to
like
3 people from high school.
Right. I don't talk to nobody because they're all fake.
I fuck with a lot of
So.
How does she take that advice, being that she's still in high school? Because you know, like when we're in high school, we still hang on to that. We're like, no, this is my best friend.
She don't learn, and she has learned. You know, she threw a quinceañera, which is a 15th birthday party for Hispanics, Latinos.
So what's your family? What's your entire ethnic makeup like?
Hispanic and black.
Okay.
So she threw this party, and that's when she found out who her real friends were, because you have to have like a certain amount of people in your court, which is like the dancing and all that. And it came to after the whole court thing and figuring out all the details and stuff. After this one girl, she was going to have a quinceañera, and she didn't put her in her court. So my sister was like, oh, now we're not friends no more because of this. And it's just like, oh, drama. I just try to tell my sister, long story short, that at the end of the day, these people, again, will not be your friends. So just focus on your studies. Focus on what is important. You're about to be in college, so focus on those SATs and don't worry about nobody else. It's you at the end of the day, you know. These people ain't feeding you and clothing you and housing you, and she don't understand that yet, but she will.
To give people another perception about you, because I honestly didn't know that you were mixed with Black and Hispanic. I had no clue. How is that in growing up and how you said your sister had to have a quinceañera? It's kind of like with events like that. That's a cultural thing.
Right.
I didn't hear about that until I moved to LA and actually started involving myself in Hispanic culture. But was the Black side of the family? Did she have them on the court too? Like how does that?
She didn't have any family members in her court. It was all her friends.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I was the hostess, of course. But wait, what's your question?
The question is, when you advertise yourself and you put yourself out there, like I said, I had no idea that you were mixed. In growing up, was there a pull of trying to pick the sides, like pick what you want to identify with, and then you say you went to a public school and then a private school, and being a mix of two minorities, I know that was even tough.
I got a couple of stories. So from kindergarten through third grade, I went to the school called Nativity, which is in Torrance, and they have primarily Filipinos and Latinos there. So being Black and Hispanic was definitely hard because a lot of people didn't like my parents being together. And they would try to get me in trouble. They would say I was doing like provocative stuff on the playground in second grade. Like, come on, bro. Like these people were bad.
Second grade too.
Like one of the girls, she was bullying me, and her dad was the 8th grade teacher. So her dad was the 8th grade teacher. So because I would, I guess that would be a confrontation right there. My parents put me in karate, so I beat her butt at wherever old I was, 8 or 9. And then I was probably just like, I don't know what I did, but to the point where her father was trying to get me kicked out. So eventually we moved to another school from 4th to 8th grade. It was predominantly white. Which was worse because my first day of school I went in there with cornrows, and that was my first time ever wearing braids. And,
did you take your hair down in school? Did you take the
No.
Okay.
Not eventually.
Somebody I saw a story like that. That was heartbreaking.
Eventually I decided to wear it just straight instead of my natural curly hair. It was tough being in that school. But then once I got into high school, it was all, different races and mixes. But then the girls, they, were mad about me being mixed. So
looking exotic.
Yeah.
They think you better than somebody.
They don't
like you and shit because you got good hair.
Yeah. So, and then, the guys, the seniors were all, over me because of my dance.
Seniors.
Yeah. So...
that's the bad side. Has being multifaceted ethnically, how has that helped you?
Multifaceted.
He said multifaceted.
Ethnically.
I tried to add some words together.
You tried to shine that turd right the fuck.
He really did. He tried to shine the turd. But we got it.
What were like some highlights of that? Like, what do you feel like you received as a person and towards your development that you got from your background that helps you more than that gave you an advantage? Because I feel like it's an advantage with everything that people consider as a thing to label you or talk about you as. There's an advantage. There's an advantage to it.
So far, it's just trying to find who I am, not necessarily going off of what side I want to be. I
Cliff Note people.
I connect more with when I was younger, I connected more with my Hispanic side because my mom is the one who's Hispanic. She would drive us to Bakersfield, and I would see all my family all the time. And now I'm more connected with my African American side, just because I don't know, it's hard. Both my parents, they try to. I'll say this. My grandma, who is on my mom's side, she never wanted my dad to be around because she is still in that world, that culture of not liking blacks.
She's from a different era.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of her claiming that she's Hispanic, she claims to this day that she's white, but she's not. She's from Mexico. And it just got worse because now she has dementia. So I never visit up there anymore. And it's not just, it's just, I just don't want to be in that. You know, I don't want her to say something out of turn, like, cause she's her.
Do you travel back to Mexico or no?
No, I've never been to Mexico. I have been to Spain though. We went all over. It was a 12-day tour. We went from Madrid all the way down to Barcelona. But I traveled there because that's my grandpa's roots, and I was really close to him. He passed when I was 7, so we traveled there with my. No, my mom didn't teach me.
It's crazy when you hear Spanish people and then Mexican people speak Spanish.
It's different.
Yeah, that shit is like.
I went over there signing. I didn't understand anything.
That's like when we go over to England and try and speak English. It's like they speak the proper English in Europe.
And they speak down on you if you don't speak it the way they talk.
Oh
man.
So just like if you from Mexico and you go to Spain and you they look at you like.
Right. I got tricked out there by some gypsies, man. They were over there like this, like reading my palm, saying whatever they were saying in Spanish, and then they were like, $50, whatever.
I mean, gypsies is hustling.
They took my money. Yeah.
They got a $50 palm read?
Yeah, they probably, I don't know what they said in Spanish.
They sell dogs. They sell
it's crazy
fake
over there.
recipes.
Think he's walking down the street and get back to the cruise ship, get back to the plane with a puppy?
Because they
gotta pay for extra luggage and shit.
No, they travelers, bro. They just go all over the country, just from place to place to place.
Those gypsies are real in Barcelona. They're real.
They're true.
Wow. Well, y'all, we're gonna take a break, but I'm glad that you got that out there, because in our community, as far as with the world changing, with social media and us meeting, and our world is getting smaller, we are interacting. Our communities are not just staying the same. We are dating outside of our races. It's a topic. It is part of humanism that is going to happen until the day we die. People are going to mix and mingle, and it's sad to say that when you send people to certain schools, you see your kids to certain schools because of who you love and who you want to be with, that they have to experience discrimination and hatred, all behind parents all behind decisions that their parents made and loving each other, which is fucking sad.
Well, in 2050, we're all gonna be mixed. All the babies will be mixed. So
everybody gonna be one color.
Yeah.
Black people we not all 100% African as it is.
Right.
True.
So,
right.
We all got a little bit of something.
But we are 100% original.
Right.
But y'all, we're going to take a break for a second, and when we come back, we got Mindful Mondays.
Yeah.
And we also are going to go into our hot topic, which is selling yourself without selling your pride. We're going out with another song by Mila Dawn. What is the title of the song?
It's called Thing for You.
It's called Thing for You.
Mm-hmm.
You got to sing with the thing. I got a thing for you.
So we're going to slow it down a little bit with this little block right here.
But I want to remind y'all, make sure y'all call in 310-955-4966. Y'all work.
A little birdie told me nobody can hold me. I'm feeling like Jordan, but I grew up watching Kobe. I'm step up for the Euros, might just make your nose bleed. Clutch like Ginobili, low-key like Shinobis. Walking with the big dogs, you would never get lost. But your ass would get jumped if you ever crisscross. Never with the big talk, I just watch my shit walk to any fucking platform. I'm ready for liftoff, man, I'm about to clown. Don't make a sound, everybody touch the ground. I'm in and out, my skills serious like bomb threats. Ain't no contest, most these niggas be obnoxious. It made me nauseous, so I spit up on the beat, nigga. I be heaving on the track though. Self-made, but I got the team on my back though. And they got my back too, so please don't try to act tough. Float like a butterfly, sting like a Mack truck. On the highway, it's my day, every day Friday. I'm on stage like it's Broadway, moving like Kanye. With my two-step like, ooh, yes, I'm too fresh. Dancing around the ends, don't let them know who's best. Dabbing like I'm Kim, I'm feeling like the men ain't talking about me. Telling me I'm great, I'm hot sauce with the shade. They cannot stop me, Rick, with the shit. Split your wig, if they turning on me, I walk with the dead. Never bit, I don't fuck with zombies. No Illuminati in my body. Once I cop Ferrari, never will be sorry for Monopoly. Man, I'm really just bored of the games. Tired of the same, time for a change. I'm signing my name over these lanes while I pour for my niggas up in heaven. Yeah, J. Brittany, Markel, Derek, Paco. Can't forget my nigga Devin. And I take a shot for the brothers I ain't mentioned. For each and every one, let them know I ain't forget them. Not a whole bottle gone, got me walking on the ceiling. I don't give a fuck it out, cause I've been soaking in my feelings. So I bury that shit deep so I can focus on the mission. Never tell them how you feel, they take you right down. Everything you try to build, they tear it right down. So you gotta keep it real and never back down. Man, you gotta keep it real, you gotta keep it real, real, man, I tell you right now. Never tell them how you feel, they take you right down. Everything you try to build, they tear it right down. So you gotta keep it real and never back down. See, I never back down, my city on my back now. Squad with me and they don't know how to act now. I've been all around the world and now I'm back now. Could you believe that I used to be a street rat? No, cause I'm still made it out of that jam. Then I went and got myself a bad bitch. Made some boss moves and put a baby in a carriage. Then we got married, but then it got scary. Cause people hitting on me, tried to have a brother buried. But it was all a dream and I ain't sleeping no more. And I'm kinda mad cause I hate sleeping on the floor. But you know how it goes, one day I see my glow and finally see the world once I tour across the globe. So until then I'll be drinking, fucking, smoking, plotting, whipping up that word, got the whole school rocking. Cause the freshmen of the year got them banging on their lockers. Ain't no knocking me, nigga, I'm making varsity, nigga.
If you got your own money, make your own decisions, don't need nobody help with nothing. It's your time. It's your time to TU. Let's go, Stevie Hart's in the building. Take that. Look, say all you gotta do is put your house in it, right? Best things in life come in threes. All them broke bitches swear they just wanna bees. If you on your shit, you the one I wanna see. And you know I like it cause you don't run to me. Make me wanna come and sing. So what's it gonna be? You the type I tell, baby, have a son with me. Come have fun with me and stack these songs with me. You a triple threat, baby girl, we gonna see. Like, you are a compliment, girl, and I like that. Your future is promising, baby, cause like that. I'm looking on Insta, them pictures I might tap. I DM you right back, come see me, then fly back. Women about that business when they look at you different. Baby, even cooking got benefits. Get your bed, putting money on your books while you in the shit. Relate to see the hood while you in this bitch. She got her own car, she got her own job, she got her own crib. She a triple threat. Shorty real loyal, and she stay fly. She even get high. She a triple threat. Shorty cook good, she book her own flights and stay home at night. She a triple threat. She got her own car, she got her own job, she got her own crib. She a triple threat. She a triple threat. But you ain't. Look away, I see your eyes from the right side. And the play after we can play shit. Waist, big legs.
Yeah, you really need to calm down.
Yo, we are back. Cliff Notes Radio. You in here with Mila. Yeah. So lovely. It's always good when you got good-looking people be on camera with you, because with these ugly motherfuckers,
with your ugly ass, like.
Y'all gonna call me like that? No, y'all the ones who.
Hey, I know I'm handsome.
Man, you break the camera every week, bro.
Yeah, bro, trying to make it focus on your ass.
Well, man, y'all really checking out other men, man.
No, bro, don't do me like that, Tori. That's what light-skinned niggas wish.
Oh, man, here you go.
That's what you on over here, bro. But nah, man, we back for another week. We got Mila in the building. We are here for our Mindful Mondays. I love this segment of the show that our queen provides for us and gives us, you know, some advice and something to be mindful of throughout our week.
Yeah.
What you got for us this week, MJ?
So,
Hold on. Y'all forgot the theme.
We do have
the
to do the theme
song.
Liam.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna do it without the jingle. He wasn't gonna say nothing.
I wasn't gonna say damn.
He's gonna let the jingle
Nigga changed his
bro.
diet up, so you know he got really soulful over the weekend and shit.
And that's supposed to be
He
the
light on
secret,
his
bro.
feet.
He might have lost some of the loot though.
Man, I don't know, probably. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing like fried chicken to bring the soul out, right? But nah. Mindful Mondays, nigga, do you care about you?
Thank you, Lil. Okay, so tonight's Mindful Monday topic is called Enjoy the View. And I wanted to talk about, okay, so all of us are creatives in this room, artists, that type of vibe. So there's always going to be like someone that comes back into your life, right, who hasn't been fortunate enough to have the front seat of your success, of what you have endured to get to where you're at. And maybe they know you in your past life and they knew, you know, they knew you before your experiences and stuff like that. So what I ran into this past weekend was someone who at one point in time, I used to work for them and they were also a mentor as well. So we caught up and he came to support the homies marketplace last night. But this is also a person that I had to X out of my life because I realized a lot of motherfuckers are secretly competing with you. Like, I don't know if that's ever happened to anybody in this room, but you kind of like, why every time I do something, you trying to one up? It's kind of like a race, right? And I realized this really young, so I kind of just let the relationship die out. But needless to say, I was happy to see him and stuff like that. So what was happening was we now have two different views of where I'm at in my life and what he believes he sees in my life, right? So in terms of enjoying the view, it's kind of like I want you guys to look at it this way. You're standing on land and you're looking at the ocean, right? But you have a penthouse view. And the person who's coming back into your life, who's standing in your new experience, your current experience, they have a front yard view, right? So when you have that penthouse view, you have an elevated way of thinking because you can see a lot further than what they can. So both of you guys are staring at the ocean, they can only see so far. But if you have the penthouse view and if you've elevated the way you were supposed to elevate, then you can see a lot further. Maybe you can see some boats, some land further out there. And that's kind of the picture that I had in my mind because the things that he was bringing up were no longer things that bother me.
Small time shit.
Small time shit, and then also trying to put me back in that space of as if I'm still not doing enough. When you haven't been here to enjoy this ride, to enjoy this new view that I have. And Mila, my question for you is, you being a female artist, I'm sure there's a lot of strides that you had to go through to say, I am a singer, I am a songwriter, I am doing this, and I'm pursuing my dream, right? Do you ever bump into those people in your past who kind of take you back to that place and you're like, okay, I'm no longer there, this is where I am now, kind of like downplaying what you're doing?
You know, I haven't come across people who weren't supportive of my music, besides, like, you know, the people on Instagram, the internet trolls, as I call them. But no, I started singing. I've been singing all my life, but I decided I wanted to be a singer at 16. So by 19, this. By 19, I was trying to find who I was as a singer. I didn't know, like, cause my music is different. It's jazz, hip hop, pop, R&B. It's everything. So I started with just doing covers. I had somebody tell me, like, just do covers, just do covers. You don't need to do any original music right now. And then that's when I found somebody in the, I guess, the record industry or whatever, to tell me, like, that's not what you should be doing. You should be doing your own tracks. So that's when I initially started, was when I was 19. So it's only been a couple of years. I'm only 22. Yeah, no, besides, I mean, nobody in my past, besides, I mean, I would just say, just the people now, like the people who support me, and then the internet trolls who are like, you know, just the mean people that, you know, like the bullies saying, oh, just give up, just, you know, whatever. So
did you feel like, as you were breaking into the industry and trying to do music, those people that were saying you should only do covers, at the time, did you feel like they were trying to marginalize you and keep you in this box of, oh no, you're just the person that does covers and you really don't have the potential to do your own original music?
I feel like with any new artist that decided they want to become a singer or a rapper or whatever, it is smart to do covers, but not just covers, not just stick on that, because if you stick on it, then that's all you're going to be known for.
Okay, so, because we're in the era now where everybody's doing covers, everybody's doing remakes. Right. So why do you feel like everybody is jumping on that boat? And doing that.
Doing what? Just covers?
Just covers. Like, is it to get their buzz or is it to get recognition?
Yeah, definitely a buzz. Like Nicki Minaj, for example, she did, I think it was a Lil Wayne song remix or something. I don't know. It was a long time ago, and it was a cover, but her own, you know, style, and that's how she was picked up. You know, so it only takes one song, honestly. Whether it be a cover song or your song. So if you do like the newest track, like if you were to do a Drake song, whatever, post it up on YouTube, and one of his reps were to see it, then they're like, yo, this person's dope, let's bring him in, because they're doing something that's new and fresh. We like to hear their voice. Now, if you were to do your own song and you've never done any songs before, you probably won't get picked up as fast, you know?
How do you manage like the people, the circle around you, to make sure that you're staying on the same path, that you guys kind of all have the same view?
Well, I'm doing everything by myself right now. I've had managers in the past who were sort of helpful, but not really. Again, I'm the one that's doing all the budgeting, paying for everything, planning everything, my music videos, my photo shoots. I'm doing everything by myself. So as far as everybody around me, it's just low-key just me doing it.
So do you feel like it's unnecessary to have like a middleman or something like that?
I mean, it would be nice to have somebody there, like when I go to the studio and I'm by myself, or when I'm around, you know, all these guys who want to take advantage. Like I've had guys, you know, say that they want to whatever with me, and I'm by myself. So I have been put in those predicaments that are actually very scary. But
I mean, because we talked about that last week. Women trying to thrive in a male-driven industry. Do you ever get discouraged as an artist when you're surrounded by nothing but men in a music atmosphere?
No. It makes me want to, you know, go harder, because if I just say like, oh, you know, I'm never gonna be nothing, then might as well just quit now, you know.
Yeah.
Well, in music, especially the type of music that good or whatever, that in that song you get kind of explicit in some of your lyrics.
Oh, in the Forget to Remember, yeah.
Yeah. So, when you get explicit in your lyrics, do you think that when women do that versus men, when guys hear that music and they hear a woman speaking like that, is that some of the do you feel like you're bringing that type of attention to yourself? Because guys always say, in a male-driven society, we say, well, if a woman dresses like this, then she wants this type of guy. She wants that type of attention. If she's singing these type of songs, then she wants that type of attention. Like, when somebody listens to Beyonce, it's just Beyonce's voice for her. But if you are Beyonce, that's who you are. So that's how guys approach you. So you being Mila, that you are who you say you are in the lyrics. So if guys approach you like that, is how you separate creativity from who you saying that what your music might say.
Well, it's definitely hard because a lot of my songs are sexual. I didn't play for you the other one. My first track was called The Red Room, which is kind of like the Red Light Special in a way. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people, would probably see me as like a vixen or whatever. But, honestly, sex sells, like, to be honest.
I was just going to say that. Yeah.
So the difference between Forget to Remember and Thing for You is like an Aaliyah type of vibe. Like, she didn't really ever talk about sex. And if she did, it was kind of like a... not saying it, but talking about it.
Put it.
A very indirect
boat.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So, so that's where Thing for You is. It's more, I'm talking about a guy or whatever, but not sex. Now, Forget to Remember, I'm talking about an ex. Like, oh nigga, like you fucked up. Like, let me show you what I got. Yeah. And then my other songs.
Like them right there.
I'm just listening, talking about the lyrics.
My other songs, like I said, The Red Room, that one's all about like being in the bedroom and the room. It's kind of just like describing the room, how the room looks, which is red.
But this brings us to our topic of the night, which is selling yourself and not selling your pride, or selling yourself and not selling your soul. But in how you said that sex sells. So the image that we put out, sex sells, confusion sells, confrontation sells. Mm-hmm. If we, whatever you want to do, I mean, however you putting that out there, that's what you're gonna get noticed for. That's what you're gonna get picked up as. But how far are you willing to take things for getting a paycheck? And now in these terms, in these days, it's like sometimes the paycheck isn't even what matters. It's just some people just want the attention.
Yeah.
Notoriety.
And don't want to lead. Like, everybody wants followers, but you really not lead niggas nowhere. You know what I mean? You lead them to retarded ass shit.
Yeah, I was gonna ask Mila, when you said sex sells, do you feel more pressure to create music like that, or do you try to really just be yourself and say myself is in my music?
I'm definitely not pressured. I know that's what people like to hear, but that's why I'm diverse and I don't only just talk about sex. I talk about other stuff as well.
But it's what you want to talk about, period, no matter what.
What, sex?
I'm talking period. Like whatever subject matter you talk about, you'll cover it because you want to in the song.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'll give you props for that because, we've interviewed some people who are just like, this is what the people want and this is what I'm going to create, even if this sound isn't original or this sound isn't me. And your music is really good, by the way. Like, you guys definitely need to check her out.
For sure. That's why I say Red Room was one of the first songs that I heard in the behind the scenes episode that you put up. What's the name of that song?
Think for You.
Think for You.
Yeah.
Think for You. It's not Red Room, it's Think for You.
Yeah, it's Think for You.
Think for You, okay. That's the song that I was talking about. So y'all make sure y'all go check that out. But how you said sex sells. Mm-hmm. A lot of your skits and stuff that I was looking at on Instagram, somebody would say, you said it as we were interviewing, they were talking about your butt. So that's one of the things that you put, that I feel like you put out there. Mm-hmm. So in putting that out there, do you how far are you willing to take? What do you use it just for? I'm trying to find a good way to talk about ass here. Like this is this is a hard one to do. But before we started the show, guys were calling in already. You get DMs and all kind, and guys trying to get at you for in your DMs, and you just said like some guys are not trying to be professional and like actually do business. Yeah. They just trying to get at you to just from what they think they see that.
They see that you have a lot of assets, basically.
Right.
They scan your page. They see what you're working with. They see what you're putting out there, and they are very inquisitive as to, is this really Mila Dawn?
Right. Well, it's crazy though, because I'm not just that, I mean, I'm so many different things, you know. I don't want people to just see that I'm a singer. I don't want people to just see that I'm an actor or a dancer or whatever. Like, I do everything. Like, I'm not just.
Well, that's the thing. When you have a lot of, I don't want to say fans, because they're really just followers. They don't really care about who you are as a person. Right. They really just care about what they see and what you can continue to put out there for us to see. Do you feel like it's necessary to like open your life up to more than just the artist, Mila? Or do you want to give them more of your like your real life, like your ups and downs in life?
I mean, that's why I started my YouTube, and I have like all my vlogs up there so they can see like what I do on a, not a daily, but like I guess a week. And I mean, like I said, I don't know how to answer the question. You know, I'm.
Are you like a somewhat private person?
No.
You can admit it if you are.
No, not really. I'm pretty open.
So you're an open book.
Yeah. Now I was gonna go back to the whole sketches thing. So what's crazy is, like if I were to put a thumbnail of, or you know, like the cover of one of my sketches as my ass, then of course that one gets
1 million views.
Yeah, it gets a lot of views.
Niggas love seeing ass.
Right, and then I posted one today. Didn't do too well because you know it's not ass. It's just me and.
Okay, now you say it didn't do too well. Do you like?
Meaning like the views are low.
Okay, now does that now I gotta get, because you got quite a following on Instagram. Mm-hmm. How mindful of you whenever you post something like that, even though you may have a shit ton of stuff to do throughout the day, when you put something up that you're like you have an expectation, all right, this is supposed to do this many numbers today. Do you get discouraged when it doesn't meet that expectation?
Yeah, the algorithm is down, so of course.
The algorithm. Everybody keep talking. Yeah. I need to study this algorithm shit.
It's down, so yeah, of course. That's why I'm like.
Because I know people that literally wait for certain periods throughout the day. Like they'll sit on a post for like a whole day and sit and be like, nah, I'm going to post it at this time because this is what niggas be on.
I usually post around 5:30, 6 o'clock. And I already have it saved in my draft, already what I want to say, and then I copy the text because sometimes when I post it, if it's too long,
I hope you niggas is taking notes. Right?
I low key was. I was like 5:30. That's a pretty good time.
Yeah. What I've realized though, a good time for me to post now is in the afternoon as well. So. Mm-hmm. Trying to find like the balance between both because I don't want to be posting too much and I don't want to be posting every day because then people are gonna be bored like, oh god, there's another sketch, or oh god, another dance video.
Does it feel like in marketing like that it's like people say that Instagram is this is me expressing myself, this is me just being myself, but then it's like, well, I can't do certain things or I can't put this out even though I want to post this, I don't want to do it right now because now I'm be flooding people with shit.
Yeah,
I got all this going on. So you posting what you want to post, but you still letting it control what you post.
Yeah, I like to say, I think, bro, it's what happened to me the last few weeks.
Out of it too.
Yeah, the last few weeks I had to push the Support the Homies Marketplace, right. You know, but at the end of the day, I look at it like this. They have a choice. They can unfollow if they want to. And right. There's two things that are going on is, number one, you have to be your biggest advocate, period. Mm-hmm. Like, if I was the only person who wasn't promoting my event and I had to depend on everybody else who was promoting, it probably wouldn't have been as successful, right? And then on top of that, 9 times, like, if I post a picture of myself, that's probably going to get a gang of likes versus me posting something about my business.
It's so fucked up when I post a Cliff Notes radio pic, or I post something from Tough Crowd.
Yeah, something that we actually have
30 likes, 40 likes. Then I post a picture of me just in a regular ass suit when I was at a wedding, and niggas is like, ooh, whoa.
Right. 180 something goddamn likes. I'm like, all right, well, what the fuck is this at when I post?
People are basic as fuck, honestly.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that though, man? Because I noticed like certain things that you post, if you don't post the flyer, or and even when you post your music, like sometimes you put stuff I take down. Like, how do you feel? how do you feel about people not supporting your actual work, the work that you can buy, the work that you can purchase, the work that you can tune in, log in, and subscribe and watch?
It's so funny because a lot of people don't even know that I do music just because I've been posting all these sketches. But that's where all my followers have been coming from, is the sketches. Because I've been doing sketches with like the top people, the people with like the 1 million followers and all that. And so I haven't been putting out my music just because. Okay, people like to see sketches. People want to laugh. They want to, be entertained. So I feel like if I were to post my music constantly, like, one, either my numbers would go down, or two, like, it just would be moving really slow. So that's why I try to be consistent and show different stuff.
So do you feel like Instagram is the most fulfilling platform that you have?
Yeah. Wow. I have almost 24K on there. And like I said, most of them are just from the people that I do sketches with.
So, are you fearful of stepping into just putting your music out on Instagram, or do you feel like you're almost forced to kind of keep this trend that you got going right now with the skits and the dancing and everything?
I'm not fearful, but I don't know. Well, I guess I would be, because on YouTube I don't have obviously as many subscribers just yet. I just started it.
Well, that's the thing. Don't let that discourage you, because everybody knows Instagram is a much more fast-paced platform for media viewing.
Well, there's
YouTube. It's like you got to take the time to go through shit, and it's like so much stuff on YouTube. And
there's 3 music videos that I shot last year I still haven't posted on YouTube. And it's just because.
Well, do like this. Just put little, like, chop it up.
I have.
Put a teaser on Instagram.
I have, but the numbers are low, so it's like.
And that's what I was saying. It's like people. It's kind of like when we put out things where we want people to support. It's like, damn, like, you don't fuck with what I want you to like, but I want you to like me, because it's all me. It's all an encompassing of me. Right. But this is what I like to do. Why you can't like what I like to do?
Honestly, fuck them, bro. Like, fuck them. That's the mood. That's really my real life mood right now, because it's like people are either going to fuck with what you got going, or they're going to find out that other people, because we're followers, right? So they're going to find out that other people fuck with what you got going, and then they're just going to have to jump on that train.
It's almost like they're inclined, like, oh, well, my best friend fuck with it, so it must be worth something.
That's why you have to create for yourself. Once you get in that mentality of competing, you're doing yourself a disservice, because you're watering down your content, you're watering down your purpose and your passion for a platform that people don't even really know how to use besides double tapping. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
Well, let's flip it to another perspective of selling yourself and not selling your pride. So the other perspective of it would be, you're not doing it for the followers. Not like now, people are getting paid for these things. People are getting paid for the way that the algorithm is set up. You can get paid for the number of people that come to your page a day.
Yeah.
People are getting awards.
Yeah.
They got social media awards now.
So all right, so now take that and say, now you're turning something that's free market, something that where you are your own boss, right? You take it something where you could be your own boss and be as creative as you want to be and put out what you want to do, but now you're letting society be your bosses, and somebody that you've never seen before saying, this is what we want you to do, so operate like this. Is that using the internet as our own subconscious of that voice that, like, giving yourself that boss within you? Like, you give it like the...
I see what you're saying.
I don't. I'm kind of lost.
So, okay.
I'm trying...
long sentence.
I did. Well, it was long.
Pretty much, are we allowing social media to manage us, to manage what we're doing? And I would say yes and no, and that's why I'm saying fuck that. Continue to create, continue to put out content, and it's like, Mila, if I was following you and I kept wait. Now you fucking me up.
I fucked you up.
You fucked me
I didn't do
up.
nothing.
Just the way your face is just trash.
Damn.
So let's say I was watching your videos, right? And I just kept saying skits, and then in one skit you just sang your ass off. I would be like, wow, she fucking sings too. I would want to see more of that, and I think we need more people like yourself who can do everything. Who just like, when I see a skit of somebody who has like a gang of followers and they're like a social media comedian, right? And then they put like the pretty girl in there, I'm like, did you just put her there just as a placeholder? Because 9 times out of 10, she's probably an actress. She's probably a singer, dancer, whatever the situation might be. You guys have to have more credit. And to answer your question, Cliff, we have to stop letting social media manage us and just create. Because if the shit just went off the Richter scale and it no longer existed, we would still have the responsibility to be artists. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and the other point that I was making in that too is we're doing certain things just for money, and we're not doing it for our happiness. You know what I'm saying? Like, exactly.
Yeah, the thing that made you happy, the thing that made you want to be an artist,
right?
The thing that made doing what you do enjoyable. Now, once money and everything and influence, all of that gets into
it becomes all about that.
Now it becomes about that, and now you're consumed with just trying to keep people happy, but you're not getting anything in return.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that was the part I was getting to. In selling yourself, Mila, with your music right now, if you had the money to get any artist that you wanted to make an album with, like you can pick a producer to do an album with, and 3 features for this album, who you picking?
If I was to work with anybody producer-wise, I would want to work with Timbaland.
Okay.
I don't know why I felt like she was going to say Timbaland.
I did too. That's a good choice.
Aaliyah, of course. And as far as somebody to be on my feature?
Yeah, three features that you would get.
Oh, Cardi B, of course.
Is that because you like her music?
I love her music.
And she's hot right now, bro.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Everything is booming for Cardi B right now, bro.
Okay.
Yeah. Definitely Cardi B. Probably Brandy.
Brandy, that's not one I was expecting.
Oh, yeah, no. I mean, I could tell you all the old school people I would want, like Whitney, Gladys.
But just your top 3. Just your 3 that you want in there.
That's dope.
Yeah, well.
Brandy got the runs, too.
Right? Yeah, hell yeah. Like, new artists?
Just one more.
I would say I'm not sure if he's an upcoming artist or if he's been in the game. I'm pretty sure he has. But his name is PJ Morton. He does a lot of live videos that I've seen, and they've been playing his song on the radio like over and over again.
Yeah.
How Deep Is Your Love, and that shit is so bomb. I really have a lot of respect for him. He sounds like Stevie Wonder, and he does all his live stuff is just amazing.
You heard of him, MJ?
Yeah, I have.
He's awesome. So yeah, I probably.
Hey PJ, send some of your music, man.
Yeah, he's amazing. So yeah, I think those 3.
Okay. And with your music videos too, what in act? No, I want to ask you this as an actress. What role would it be that you would not take? Like what role could you not possibly take?
If I was actually having sex with somebody, if I had to shave my head,
you wouldn't shave your head?
Hell no.
Your hair look like it grow hella fast. You wouldn't shave your hair.
Is that attached to your hair that you wouldn't shave your hair for a role?
How often do you get how often do you get it cut?
I don't.
You never had it cut ever?
You know what? I did. I cut it back in I think February 2 years ago. My ex wanted. I try to do something like different for him. Don't ever do no shit like that. Yeah.
Not for no niggas. Niggas ain't shit.
I cut my hair. So yeah, it took a while for it to grow back. 2 years. Yeah, so I think those will be it.
Okay.
You gonna be the star in Black Panther 2. All you gotta do is shave your head.
Hell no. Really? Sorry.
Not for the millions?
Not for the check.
Couldn't do it.
What for the check? I'm cutting this whole beard off. Sell it.
That's easy though. That will grow in a week. my hair will grow. It'll take like 5 years. I'll have to be on
5
those
years
hair
ain't worth all the
infinity.
millions?
Huh? What?
She said I'll be on
Hair infinity and biotin. Hell no. Mm-mm.
Okay, so
Damn.
all right,
So you would never do a sex scene with nobody?
you would consider the sex scene, but not
She's
shaving your head?
pondering. She's pondering. She's
If it was
thinking
with
about
Quincy Brown,
Who was that?
What's his name? P Diddy's son, his adopted son, Albie Shore's son,
Okay.
Quincy Brown, the one that's on Star. I don't know if you've seen that show.
I don't watch TV, so.
Okay, well, Quincy Brown or Michael B. Jordan. And if it was any of those two, then yes. But if it was anybody
So he
else,
comes back to life.
I was getting ready. So
it has to be Black
there's
Panther though. It has to be Black Panther. It could be anything.
But you had to shave your head for the role.
No.
Michael B.
The
Jordan.
sex scene and the money.
check.
Those are two different topics.
Okay. So you could sell that portion of sex,
If it was with those two dudes, yeah.
but you wouldn't sell your hair.
Because it takes too long to grow. Then I would have to wear wigs. I couldn't do it.
So those are the only two things that are off limits for acting. Is there anything else that you would?
Yeah. I think that's it.
That's it.
That's it.
Can't think of anything else.
MJ,
What's good?
what? So you had your event yesterday.
Yeah.
That shit was cracking.
It was cracking. Why do you have no sex vendors there?
Why didn't I have sex vendors there? I don't know.
There's
That's
sex
a-
vendors?
That's
Like
really
you had
weird.
sex toys and shit like that.
So
Well, you
why
know
didn't you
what?
put her up on these people?
Yeah, that's actually a great idea, bro. But I have had someone that was supposed to be at the last event do toys. So maybe that's something we can incorporate, next time, and we can get you some, some things to spice up your life with.
Or
I was
you can
just
get
gonna
like,
shoot.
Y'all just
Get like-
play me.
like one of those, get a venue that got like them little private rooms.
Oh, that's your whole thing, Tori?
No, I'm just saying. It can be
Tori,
an
so how do
attraction.
you know about the private rooms?
Okay, so you act like we did not have a dominatrix on the fucking show before. And
That did happen.
Dominate.
She didn't talk about the different rooms, Tori.
No, but we
Tori, how do you know about the different rooms?
I watch porn, goddammit. The fuck, I know about shit, but what I'm saying,
Okay, so
this
you-
can be an attraction
Uh-huh.
for you, MJ, for the next push experience.
So
It
you
could be a
trying to
real
have...
push
Motherfucker can
experience.
bend that young corner,
And get a
and it
real
could be
push
it could be
experience.
motherfuckers waiting at the door like with all leather on, like, no, hold up, homie. Who the fuck?
All right, if that's what you
pay
into,
for this?
Tori, we'll try to put something
I
together.
want to ask Millie this question
I'm
too.
just
though.
saying, I'm trying to elevate the push experience. I'm
You
trying
trying
to
to
get
try
my
to push
ideas.
to the push experience.
And no, but this is another thing for selling yourself and not selling your product or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
When you have there's certain products out there that people might ask you to advertise for them. It could be like the bras that don't have the back straps and the waist trainers and the tummy tee and all that shit, right?
Right.
They got all these things to sell. Is there a product that you wouldn't put your name on?
Probably a dildo.
You and Amber Rose
You never
out
owned a
here?
dildo? Have you ever owned a dildo?
No,
Have you ever owned a vibrator?
no.
That's crazy.
I need one for my birthday though. So if anybody wants.
When is the birthday?
August 1st.
What's your
August
PO box number?
PO Box 161, Torrance, California 90507.
Hey now.
She knew that shit off the motherfucking rip.
No.
No, it's just I asked that because it seems like you're a very like when it comes to sex, you're a very open person. Like you're a very
Free spirit?
free spirit.
I
when
guess
it
I
comes to
am.
sex.
on that.
I guess well, when it comes to my music, yeah. But when
That
it
was
comes, when,
So you're not an overly sexual person just outside of being in the studio.
She don't want to put her business out.
yeah, that one.
Hey,
probably
you
got
ain't
a
got to
couple
do that
of-
on Cliff Notes if you don't want to.
probably got
There's
a
probably a
couple of-
nigga sitting at home right now like,
Yeah, so I'm just gonna skip that one.
But nah, for how you go about doing your business. This nigga threw me off with that. I'm sorry.
Oh, what I would not put my name on?
Yeah.
God, I don't. I guess that would be the only. I don't think I wouldn't unless it was like free promotion.
Was there any product that somebody asked you to advertise for them that you actually had to say no to? That you was like, I can't wear this Confederate flag bikini, or like, because some of the photo shoots be getting ridiculous.
No, I haven't. I haven't. Unless it was something like a Trump, something I don't support, then yeah. If it was something I didn't support, I can't really give like an example right now, but. In general, if it was something that I didn't like or didn't support, then yeah, I would tell them no for sure.
Do you discuss things like that on your blogs?
My blogs, no. I just go about my daily life. Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like you have to be more tactful when you talk about things that you agree with, things that you support, and stuff like that? Do you feel like that affects your following and everything and your numbers?
No, because people see the real me. Like even in my sketches, like I don't know if you've seen them.
Do you vote?
But yes.
Okay.
I don't know if you've seen my sketches, but I'm super crazy and just like wild and
I've seen a few of them.
Yeah, like I'm me. That's me, Mila. So
the 79 boyfriends ain't the Mila, is it?
No, that's not.
Oh, okay.
But the character, like, you know, just like being like nonchalant about it, like, oh yeah, 79. Oh, there's a door. You know, like.
Okay.
Yeah. So. I'm glad you seen that one though. That's the one I posted today.
I watched a few of them. I watched that one on the way over, so that one's fresh.
Did you see this the sex pills one?
I saw the sex doll one.
The sex
doll one. Hey, yeah. So you know what? I did get a deal with the sex doll company. It wasn't even my video. It was the guy Big Jai. It was his. They reached out to him about doing a video for their company.
Yeah. Then they went to your page and saw all the assets.
Well, he asked me. He asked me if I could be in it. So you know, we did the video and then I reposted it, and they contacted me and said a lot of guys have been asking for a sex doll that looks just like me. Now, I low-key think that is weird.
That should be flattering.
It's weird.
That's money, though.
It is.
Would you? Yeah, go continue.
Yeah, go for it. They already started making it, but the dolls, like, it doesn't look like me. It looks like just like a regular, like, light skin with curly hair, and the hair is red.
The Android version.
But they didn't like use a mold of you, like they didn't.
No.
Oh, okay.
It's the hard.
How they gonna get a mold of her?
they have like the. That's how
but they gotta bring her into the studio, put her in like a suit with like all the fucking.
Lil, this woke you up, huh?
No, I'm saying that's how that shit works.
That nigga was over there.
The face is what takes. I think it takes like a couple of weeks to make, and then I have to, approve it. And right now, it don't look nothing like me. So I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. I really don't. I don't know. I just think it's weird, like thinking about it. Like guys would be buying me to have sex with me because they couldn't have the real me, so they would be nutting in the doll. It's just.
Are you gonna buy one yourself?
Huh?
Are you gonna buy one of you?
I actually would. I wouldn't buy it. I would have them, make one for me so then I could use it for my my sketches. I think that would be hilarious.
How would you feel if in like 10 years you like this big superstar, right? Mm-hmm. And Madame Tussauds decided they wanted to do a wax statue of you, and it don't look shit like you.
Well then it wouldn't be me, right? They would have to redo it.
They got some terrible wax figures of people out here.
I've seen them.
It's really bad.
Would you like tell your parents that they made a sex?
No, I haven't told them. No, they don't know. They don't know a lot of things that I do.
That would break a dad's heart, nigga.
I would not tell my dad that they made a sex doll of me.
Is your dad older?
I definitely didn't tell them about the sex pills video either, because that video is equal.
So they don't have social media?
What if your dad watch all your videos and he's just waiting for you to come with the truth?
They don't. They have social media, but I blocked all of them.
Oh, wow.
Because
I don't blame her.
My sister, she's a snitch. So my sister, she got like 3 accounts.
But you're entitled to.
You just gotta go tune her up for a little bit and just be like, listen.
She be snitching on me. She be snitching on me. That's why we fight, because it's none of her business about what I do. But she be telling on me.
What does her Instagram
grab her
look
like?
She's a teenager, so I haven't actually seen her Instagram to be honest, because she's on private and I'm not adding her, so I have no idea. But I'm sure it's just like pictures of the beach or like whatever.
Man, them young kids' Instagrams will shock the hell out you.
What?
Boy.
I seen some high schoolers that fucked around and followed me. I looked at their page. It's like weed, twerking.
Yeah,
all that on there.
I had to unfollow a couple minors recently.
Yeah.
I just be like, wait, how the fuck did I even follow y'all?
Yeah.
Like,
Hey, people be buying accounts off of people that don't want them no more, and then like you be like, how the fuck did I end up following this person? I don't even know this motherfucker.
Sometimes what I've noticed recently is that Instagram is just adding people for you.
Yep.
It is.
I'm like, what the heck?
Because I'm looking on my page and I'm like, it's all these
I
prom
would
pictures.
never follow you.
It's all these people with all these prom pictures up, and I'm like, how the fuck am I
Yeah.
following these fucking kids? Like,
Yeah.
Bro, I unfollowed like 500 people a couple weeks ago.
It's a lot of people.
500.
I unfollowed like a few hundred the other day.
It was annoying. I'm like, I don't even know who these people are. Where'd you come from? I don't.
How
follow
long
them.
did it take you to sit there and do that?
I'm wondering the
5
same
hours
thing.
It was like almost 5 hours, bro. I just
It
sat there
take
on
me
my
no
phone.
I need to.
Lil, why do I feel like you're lying right now?
No, what I did was I was going through every person that I would follow and follows me, and I was like cross-checking to see if I knew who the person was.
Yeah, see, that
If
takes
I
a
didn't,
while.
So
know,
let me
I
get this
followed
straight,
them.
Lil. Let me get this straight, Lil.
Yes,
It takes a long time.
it takes a very long time to go through
Lil,
this shit.
you sat there. You said you.
I was high as hell.
You said you.
I was high as I did a wake
He
and
high,
bake.
he focused, nigga.
I did a wake and bake. I went and laid in my bed. I had my phone. It wasn't nothing to do. I
And
lost
you
all
said
my lives
you
on Candy
crossed-
Crush, and I ended up down a rabbit hole in my followers and just
And you just.
For
You
hours.
said you cross-referenced each person.
to see if I knew who they were, or to see if I knew somebody that knew them.
That shit takes
5 hours later,
That shit was
it was a wrap.
Nigga, have people slid into your DMs and came at you with a work offer, but it was really a straight jack move for something else?
All the time.
Can you tell us give us a story?
So how many DM inquiries do you get on a daily?
From people that I already follow or that I've
Both.
already opened a message.
Both.
Like, no, I'm telling you. From the people that I follow and that I've already seen their message before, around 5 to 10 in a day. And then the people that it'll say like one message request because I'm not following them or they're not following me or whatever, that is usually pretty high. It's usually like 15 to 20. And a lot of those people, like, they're all, most of them are guys. And a lot of, now what I want to tell people, like, because they'll DM me, like, with business, like you DM me with business. And I want to say, like, no, just email me. And I had 2 people today email me. One was weird. One was like, I want you to promote my music. And I said, okay, so what's your business proposal? Like, I was asking them questions, like, where do you want me to promote it? Or where you want me to do it on the IG story? How long do you want it? Like, do you want a video? Do you want, he didn't have anything. Oh, I just want you to promote it. Okay, well, when you have a business proposal, I'll let you know how much I charge. But
That part.
and then this other guy, like, I want you to help me with my music. But what a random email. Like, you would think that would be, like, in the DM, but he sent an email saying that. So, I don't know, man. I get it all the time.
So do you collaborate with people that you meet over social media?
Yeah.
I mean, other than your skits, I'm talking about music.
With music, I haven't recently because I haven't been really focusing on music. But with skits, yes. Music, not so much.
Do you feel like you're more passionate for your music or for your visual, like the acting?
Music for sure. But I have a lot of creative ideas that I want to put to light. So a lot of my sketches are mine. If you ever see like the at Mila John at the very end of the video, that means that it was my video, that was my creation, whatever. Mm-hmm. The one that I'm really proud of, I don't know if you've seen it, the Living Single sketch. Yeah. So that one, I've loved Living Single. Like, I was born in the middle of the 90s, but like that was one of the shows that I grew up with. And
that show, people
Slept on that.
That is literally the blueprint for a show that went on to be the most popular show of the 90s.
Top Dog, Bow Wow.
Friends. And a lot of people don't give that credit to Living Single because Friends actually just basically made a carbon copy of Living Single.
Basically, and it's crazy. I did a PowerPoint in college about that. Yeah. It's the same. 6 friends living in New York.
In New York.
One's white, one's black. They live in the same building. It's literally the same type of concept.
Yeah. Only one's living in Manhattan, the other one's living in Brooklyn.
In the Bronx.
You know what I'm saying?
I never really paid attention to it like that.
It's crazy, bro, when you look at it. And it was out like, what, 2 years before Friends even dropped?
Yeah, because I think Living Single started in 1993, I believe.
Yeah.
And I don't remember when Friends started. I've never really.
Because Friends went on into the 2000s.
Yeah.
Have you actually taken acting classes?
I did when I was younger. Yeah. I'm supposed to now because I have an agent who has been representing me, and she wants me to take, like commercial classes and all that, but I haven't, it's expensive. Mm-hmm. When I was younger, of course, my parents would pay for it. My mom, she would pay for everything. So now it's like $500 a class or whatever the case may be.
What?
A workshop, a workshop is around $500. I can't afford that. So for now, I'm just going to be doing
and it's like, for like a class, it's like, you're not going to be able to hone in to everything that somebody's trying to show you in 1 or 2 classes.
Right.
So this is going to be like an expensive process because you're going to have to see this person for at least a few months.
Yeah.
Right.
Because they're trying to instruct a certain thing. Because there's going to be people in this class that are like, they've been with this person for a few months already. Mm-hmm. So they're already catching on to what he or she is trying to instruct.
And that's with anything though, like dance class, a singing class, or piano, whatever, But I wanted to go back to the Living Single sketch. So I had I don't use Twitter a lot, but I put it on Twitter just to see if it would get any hits. And Kim Coles retweeted it.
Wow!
I was like, oh my god, that's the pinnacle of why I did it,
Yeah.
And then John Hinton, who played Overton, and T.C. Carson, who played Kyle, they both liked it. So I'm hoping the Queen will see it. Because that sketch it's oh god.
I'm down for a Living Single reboot, man. What?
Yeah, they bring back Martin.
Man, they bring
back
honestly
Martin. Don't see Martin coming back.
I don't either, because Tommy's not here.
Tommy's gone, and they're a little bit chubbier.
Yeah, Martin's and they're older and everything, and it's like, from all the interviews you hear about the confrontations that they all had, it's like,
oh yeah,
I don't
Some things just really need to sit in the vault. Like a lot of things,
be what they were.
Just be what they were and let us enjoy.
Just the way
them.
Martin ended though, like that last season of Martin, it was like, because you gotta remember it was like legal action taking place. Like Tisha Campbell and Martin Lawrence didn't have no scenes together, like on set together. Like if you pay attention, like there are no scenes. They are in no scenes together. Yeah. On camera. You know what I'm saying? It was always cut off. Like Martin had to go in the room. Then Tisha Campbell came on set.
What was that? The guy who plays Cole, whatever his name is. They had a problem with him too.
Yeah.
Martin did, and Tashina Arnold. She had a problem with him too. I forgot what it was. I don't know if it was sexual harassment or what, but they made up or whatever after so many years.
But it's. I really would be down for the Living Single reboot.
Yeah, that'll be dope.
Cause you ain't seen Kyle in a long ass time.
That's what movie he had. What character in Living Single would you put yourself at?
Max is my favorite, and she is totally me. Just outspoken, does what she wants. Eats everywhere, eats anything in sight. Just
multi-talented,
just free-spirited, and independent. She's a lawyer. She got her own job.
She was the energy from the show too.
Heck yeah, that's
she was
funny.
The biggest energy of the show, especially for black women and more specifically dark-skinned women. Yeah. Because it was being and even Tashina Arnold, even being outspoken.
Yeah.
As a black woman, it was almost kind of something that you would shy away from, and those were the women that kind of put it on the forefront and be no, this is who you are. You should be proud to be this, and you shouldn't be afraid to be this.
I love Max.
Mila, for anybody listening who's trying to aspire to do skits or really put themselves out there artistically, what would be your advice for them?
Just keep doing it. With the sketches, I reached out to a couple of the people that have the millions of followers, and it just takes that one to message back and be yeah, for sure. I don't want to throw him under the bus, but his name is Jahan Jones. He has 1 whatever million on Instagram. I messaged him and was hey, I do sketches. Here's a couple. I know that you worked with a couple of my friends in the past. If you're interested, whatever. He was yeah, sure, whatever. He's cool. And there's a couple ones that are they just don't respond. They'll see your message but not respond, which is okay. But continue to reach out to those people, and hopefully you'll get somebody that'll be yeah, and give you a chance.
Yeah.
In that, and we gonna wrap it up. But in selling yourself and not selling your pride, when you went at those people, you was able to still maintain your pride and go in there the way that you were able to do it. And that's why I want put out all your information for people to get at you for what you do and everything else. Reiterate it to them. I know you already gave it out, but re-give it back to them.
You can follow me at Miladawn, MILADAWN, on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, SoundCloud. Everything is under that name. I got a Facebook page. I got everything. So follow me.
Mila, before you check out with us, I have one last question for you.
Yeah.
There's a jar with 3 superpowers in it. Okay? You get to be invisible. You get to teleport to any time period and teleport back to present. Or you can read minds. Which one do you choose?
Oh, my God. Dang. It would be either on the cusp of reading minds or teleporting. I'd probably say teleporting because
Everybody says teleporting.
I would. My favorite era is the 1940s, the jazz era. That's where most of my music stems from. I love, my favorite singer in the world is Nat King Cole, and I feel like I'm an old soul, so I would want to stem and go back to that time and see how it was. I feel like my alter ego, my whoever I was before, came from that era.
And why would you want to read minds?
Why would I want to read minds? To see what people are talking about me? Like, you know.
I don't think you want to know what's going on in some niggas' minds when they see you.
Man.
Well, you can see what people saying. It's some people in the comments that be talking that shit too.
Yeah, internet.
Are your comments turned on or off?
They're on.
Okay.
Yep, and if I get a negative comment, I'll erase it, and then I'll message them directly and ask them what the problem is, and then keep it stepping.
That part.
You actually ask people what their problem is?
Yeah.
So niggas,
A lot of people, a lot of people, what they'll say about me mostly is they'll talk about my nose. They'll say like, "Oh, why is she from Whoville?" Or
damn.
like I just got white nostrils. That's all. That's all it is.
I'm right there with you. You know what I'm saying?
They'll say that, or they'll talk about my hair being like a lion or whatever. But that's sort of my brand is
Big hair.
the lioness thing. Yeah. So, but yeah, no. A lot of people say, or pig nose, whatever. But I don't know. I just DM them privately and have a little conversation with them. And mostly they're just like, yeah. They'll apologize and they'll try to talk because they don't think that I'm gonna reach out to them, but I will.
That's crazy. Well, guys, if you've been sliding the DMs and you haven't gotten a response yet, just give a fucked up ass comment, and you can finally hear from her.
I respond to everybody. I'll just put, even if it's like something weird, I'll put a heart, and then they'll try to continue a conversation. But I still respond to everybody by putting a heart.
So if you got a heart, it was a run of the mill. Don't think you special.
What? MJ, what you got coming up? Shout outs.
Oh yeah, so this Wednesday I'm gonna be a special guest for Word Up Wednesdays, which is a talk show and open mic hosted by poet and motivational speaker King Q. So if you guys want to join us this Wednesday, you guys can follow me. I'm gonna go ahead and post a flyer, or you guys can follow King Q Brand and join us. It's gonna be an open mic. They're gonna have food, open dialogue, debates, and live music and vendors. So yeah, you guys can follow me as Something About MJ. Again, everybody who came out to support the Homies Marketplace last night, thank you. Thank you for reposting. Thank you for the love. Cliff, thank you for hosting. You really held it down, bro. I'm proud of you for stepping outside your comfort zone and just supporting me as a friend and everything. So yeah.
Tour?
Yeah, again, the support the Homies Marketplace. Shout out to everybody that came out and support. I got special shout outs for a few vendors. When I come, I tend to buy shit when I come to these little marketplaces and stuff like that. First and foremost, shout out to MJ and the Support the Homies movement.
Thanks,
y'all make sure y'all go and get them shirts and them whatever she got going. Shout out to Comfort LA for supplying the food and everything.
Yes.
The food was slamming. The fresh cuts, that mac and cheese, and greens. It was definitely much needed yesterday. especially with all the liquor that was being served. And I do have two vendors in particular. Shout out to Brittany Howell in the Aura. She has nice candles, soy candles. Got your room smelling good. So if you want to set the mood and everything, go ahead and hit her up. You can find her on Facebook and Instagram. On Instagram, she is In The Aura Official.
Thanks.
So, and another shout out
through with
to
the business cards though.
Shalika Skeet.
Skeet.
Am I saying her name right?
Man, I ain't finna.
Shalika Skeet.
Yep.
CEO and founder of Mindful Complexion.
Skeet.
She is responsible for having your boy's face very luxurious and lavish tonight. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And she's very mindful of the complexion. So y'all make sure y'all hit her up. She's at Mindful Complexions on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter.
I want to apologize to her. You know how when you doing something and it's just one word that you cannot get right. As you trying to say stuff like you hosting or something like that.
Yeah.
That was. Mindful was one of the words that I could just not get right last night. I said memorable. I said mesmerizing. I said
miserable.
I just went with every other term, but mindful. I could not say mindful, and I wanted to apologize. I kept.
You say that shit every Monday.
Hey,
every Monday I said.
I apologize on Cliff's behalf for butchering your name yesterday.
I was butchering her name. All skeets.
Y'all go ahead and follow her at Mindful Complexions on Instagram, Twitter, and y'all can go ahead and follow me on Instagram and Twitter. It's _T_Rich.
Can I do an apology for the people that tried to call in and weren't able to because the call kept dropping? I'm sorry.
Yes, that's my.
There was a couple of them, so you can just call me later.
Thank y'all.
Yeah.
Call me,
Brother Jalil.
It's your boy Jalil, aka Mr. 420 himself. Also known as the Black MacGyver. And yeah, man, I want to capitalize on what they said, the push experience. It was my first one.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? I'm usually always working on a Sunday, but I finally found a Sunday to go, and it was I gotta say it was the best way to cap off my birthday weekend.
Oh man, this weekend was so lit.
The vibes in the room was dope. It was a cool environment. I enjoyed myself. And yeah, man. Other than that, watch out for Trap Man.
And shout out to the homies Reezy and Asia on the beautiful wedding they had.
Congratulations on being a young black married couple.
Oh man, what? It was such a beautiful ceremony. They on their honeymoon, living it up right now. So shout out to y'all. Support black. I support black love, and
for sure.
I was fortunate enough to bear witness to their relationship, and since the day I met them, like right when they love was blossoming for each other, it's been an incredible experience to have to watch this shit over the years and for it to culminate in such a beautiful ceremony.
I do want to say that though, it was like for me to see from the moment they met each other, like the bro walked in the classroom and was like, "She gonna be my girl."
That's crazy.
He said that out loud. That was his exact words, bro.
That was
his exact words, bro. And for 5 years later, for them to culminate that into a marriage, bro.
Crazy.
Man, it was an honor to be a groomsman, man, for the first time. If I don't never be a groomsman again, I'm glad I was a groomsman for this wedding.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you guys look sharp.
Oh, man, I was out there. You know what I'm saying?
Well, y'all know it's your boy Cliff the Gift. Sling that wood, not that stick. Your man might keep it 100, but I'm going to give you the extra inch. And I want to thank y'all for tuning in to Cliff Notes Radio tonight.
They cannot see your ugly face.
I was happy about it, but...
Fuck you. But I want to give a shout out to Phil Burgundy and Val Burgundy.
Oh man,
they just had their daughter
bundle of
victory.
Joy. Oh man,
baby drop.
Yeah, man, the baby came out. Baby that came on down, man. She did not want to pull out the same way Phil didn't.
What?
Should I mean, but she's here now. I made that joke with Phil too. That's why I can say it now. But yeah, man, shout out to Phil and Val. Congratulations.
Man, congrats, man.
You guys are beautiful people, and this is gonna be a great journey for you guys.
Yep.
May 19th, I am in the Waiting to Exhale poetry play, written and directed by La Speaks Volumes. You need to make sure that you buy your tickets. They are $20. You can hit me up or anybody else who's
Please
in
go.
it. Follow La Speaks Volumes. If you want to volunteer your services, I'm sure she would like that. You need to hit her up. I want to shout out Push Experience LA for having me as the host. Thank you, MJ. It was an honor. I want to thank you for trusting me with that. That's a very hard thing to trust a nigga like me with, because you know I could have not been there. Nah. But thank you so much, MJ. I want to y'all follow the page, Cliff Notes Radio on YouTube, Cliff Notes Radio on Instagram, Cliff Notes Radio on Facebook, Cliff Notes Radio on Periscope,
right now,
Cliff Notes Radio on Snapchat, Cliff Notes Radio on everything that you could possibly follow us on. Follow our guest, Mila Dawn. Make sure you go listen to her music, watch all her sketches, like all her pictures, slide in her DMs, invite her to do dope shit.
Please don't.
And we'll see y'all next week. And we're going to go out to, what we got, Jalil?
Man, we're going to take y'all out to Gangsta Party by J Cash. Because I can't stop playing that song, man. That shit jamming.
That motherfucker banger.
That nigga is a banger, dog.
And Sly Fighter, Arthur, and KP, the original, The Planet.
Yeah.
See y'all next week.
Next week, motherfuckers.
Hey, why you gotta do that to every LA